From Las Vegas, the Entertainment Files. With Nick Lewin.
Welcome back to the Entertainment Files. We are talking with a Las Vegas favorite, a national comedy headliner. You've seen her on her own Showtime special. You've seen her in your favorite Las Vegas showroom. A national treasure, the Queen of Teas, Pudgy.
Oh, me? Oh, I'm looking. I thought they were in the plan. It was me.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you here.
Oh,
a queen.
Thanks.
I'm British. I'm a royalist. So,
okay. And
you're
you
the
know
queen
some
of
queens?
teas.
Come on.
Well, one or two.
All right.
There's a few in town
Okay,
here.
all right.
But we're excited to have you. You're just one of my favorite performers because
You were not known for taste.
Well, you see, you're starting already. You're starting on us.
you.
Well,
Make this disappear now.
Oh yeah, well, it'd be painful.
Okay.
No, so we want to go back a little bit. Now I want to find out how it all started for you. That's always a question I like to know.
Right, you and I had the baby.
Well, we had the baby, but we weren't
Sean
going to talk
married
about
me.
that.
Okay. Okay, how it all started.
When did you start?
I started in Chicago, my hometown. I started singing and waitressing, and
now that's right. You were a
loving
singing waitress.
attention.
Now that's
Right.
well, that was quite an interesting thing at that point.
it was. I wasn't looking to go into show business, and I still think that's why I ended up in show business, because I was not pursuing it. I didn't think of doing comedy. My name was Pudgy since I was a little baby. My dad gave me the name not for comedy, because he gave me the name Pudgy because I was so skinny. And I had two huge fat cheeks. And I mean, I was a bone as a kid. Even growing up, my kids, I would show them, I go, look how thin I was. And they can't believe it until I was about 18. Then I started putting on. So I was going the opposite way, never thought of show business. Ever in a million years, and that's how I ended up in it.
But they kept dragging you in.
Yeah, I mean, things just kept falling in where I was
When
doing
you're
this.
funny, you can't help it.
That's
and
it.
then you're doing that, and I wasn't looking for it.
When did you know you were funny? When was it you suddenly realized that, whoa, wait, there's comedy that I'm going to add to the mix here?
I didn't really. I never had. When I quit singing waitressing, the club I worked in, they lost their lease, and I had to give up the bar tray. Getting the confidence to go on that stage. See, I could go on the stage up until then. I could go on the stage, and if I wasn't that funny and I didn't sing that good, who cares? She's only a waitress. So I always had that was my security blanket. And it was a girlfriend of mine who was a performer in Chicago who actually, gave me one of those talks like out of a movie, put down this bar tray, you've got to get the confidence. And the man hired me to work just as a comedian. And then when I got there, he goes, oh, and you're going to wait, service these 4 tables. And my girlfriend, she was performing there, and I was supposed to open for her. And she goes, walk out right now. Tell him you were hired to be an entertainer. So I walked out, and I was crying. I had rent. I was living alone, like, oh, what am I going to do? And she said, trust me, he'll call you. And he called me. And he said, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. Will you come back and just entertain? And then I started gradually getting my confidence. But it took,
and then you became probably
scary.
the top supper club performer in the New York area. You were
Oh,
making
we had a
huge
lot,
money,
yeah.
and you were, that was a
Don't
huge
tell me that,
step.
because the kids will be disappointed at Christmas.
They want to know where it's all gone. Now, where's their inheritance?
Do they ask you? Do your kids ask, where's the money?
Yeah.
What happened?
But that was quite a move into that one through for you.
Right.
And they really like what you do in New York. They have that sort of aggressive kind of
Yeah, they're kind of
comedy.
kinky, the people are. Yeah, they're fun. New York was always fun, very supportive. New York gave me a lot of confidence, because they're a tough town. And
If you can make it there,
Yeah.
you can make it anywhere.
heard that before.
There's a song there.
Yeah.
So what's it
Yeah.
like? You got all these the tough guys in New York. They're coming in, and you have fun with them. I mean, does anybody not take that well? Have you ever had a bad
No, because
reaction?
basically the people talk to you like that in the streets, so they were kind of like, yeah, right here, honey, and they talk of it, and you always felt this pressure. I better entertain, because if they don't laugh at me, they can get out of their seat and walk 2 stores over, and there's another club. I mean,
Right.
New York is, just walk within a block, you can go to 2 other comedy clubs. You don't have to.
That's right.
So the
It's right
pressure was
there.
on you, but. New York was, they have that type of humor anyway, New York. Jersey is
That's
a whole nother world.
Well, and then you arrived in Vegas. So was
Right.
Vegas ready for the Queen of Teas when you arrived?
Vegas is, I love Vegas.
Isn't it a great city?
It's a party town.
It is.
Everybody's
is.
in a good frame of mind. They're thousands of miles away from work.
That's right. We've got to do a clip. Wait a minute. Let's do a little clip here.
What kind of job do you have, Tommy?
I run a jackhammer.
You run a jackhammer. Do you have a route you take it on, or can you jump? Oh, you run a jackhammer.
Yeah.
You run it into the ground. And what does that jackhammer do? It breaks up ground for what?
It shakes me up.
It shakes you up. And then once you're shook up, what happens?
I go to the bathroom.
That's great. That's from Atlantic City, right?
Yes, which
That's
is different
great.
than New York. I mean, Atlantic City's a world all by itself.
It is. It is indeed. And here in Vegas now, you've got a cult following, don't you? I know people who just rave about your show and have seen you just dozens of times.
Cult following. That's a compliment, I
It's
guess.
true.
Sure it is, yeah.
It's
You know,
very
of
true,
course,
though.
my kids approach me with the question differently, but it's a cult, like Rocky Horror Show.
Well, and there is
it's
an
a
element to that,
compliment.
too.
It
Well,
is in the best
compliment.
sense of the
You
word.
have so many fans in this town, but we have something we have to throw at you. We do this with every guest. You better explain it.
That's right.
Joe.
If you were stranded on a desert island and could only bring 5 movies, what would they be? And we like those
right.
guilty pleasures.
We like them best, Pudgy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, the guilty pleasures.
What are they?
Oh, my Lord. The guilty pleasures. All right, I have older, it can be old or new, right?
Oh, yes.
Sure, anything.
Absolutely.
A movie that no matter what I'm watching, I could be watching, I'm an avid Chicago Bulls fan, but I could be watching a Bulls game. But if I flick a station on a break and they're showing the movie The Giant,
The Giant.
Oh,
Giant.
the
That's
James
good.
Dean.
Rock Hudson,
Yeah.
Elizabeth
that's
Taylor,
great.
James Dean, they
Well,
grow old.
That's a good one. Now, what's the next one, Pudgy? These are good. That's a
I'm
great
a
one.
Robin Williams, a Holic, and one of my favorites, you could pop it in at any point in the video, Good Morning Vietnam, and you
that's
will laugh.
great.
You will laugh till you cry.
That's a good
I-
one.
but anything, Robin, and World According to Garp.
World According
Still
to
one
God.
of the
That's
best, I
great.
think.
Isn't
Yeah.
that? Yeah, my son went to that when he was 3 years old. We took him to see that.
Yeah.
And John Lithgow is in it.
Well,
and
that's-
at one point, John Lithgow gets dressed up. And my son's 3 years old in the movie theater, quiet as can be. There comes John Lithgow dressed as a woman, and he goes, "That's a man!" And the theater just laughs so
That's-
loud.
Wait, we're going to hold you up. Before we give you your
Okay.
last two, we're going to take a break, and then we hope you'll stick in there. We got a few video pics. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with
Guilty
Pudgy.
pleasure.
Right here. More guilty pleasures from the Queen of Teas. Stay where you are. Stay tuned. This is-
Welcome back to the Entertainment Files. You can see the answer to the trivia question was Anne Margaret. She was the female lead in Magic, and like Pudgy, a Las Vegas favorite too. And we have 2 more movies to
Two
go
more.
from.
We
Two more
wanna
movies.
hear.
Chicago Funny Girl. In Chicago, the Michael Todd Theater it played at. And they took an intermission. I saw it once straight through. And then at that point, I had a friend, and we used to wait till intermission. We used to drive to the theater, wait till intermission, and walk in with the people. So I saw the second half 100 times.
Oh, there you
For
go.
free. Funny Girl. She's the best. I mean, there's no
And,
one like her.
You got your
And,
next
an
number
obscure
one.
one that maybe people haven't heard, but you're in a video store and you don't know what to get. The Idol Maker.
Oh,
No,
Ray
Ray
Sharkey.
Sharkey.
Yeah, I
movie.
remember that. That's a good pick.
Now,
I could be
there's-
on an island with that.
There's a video
And it
pic
is on
then and
video.
there.
That's a
The
good one.
Idol
It
Maker.
is.
That was a great movie. And a silly TV movie that sticks in my mind because my husband saw it for the first time last week and he said, "Is this great?" Stockard Channing, The Girl Most Likely to.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Rivers.
good
These are-
pick.
She wrote it.
These are good picks.
Girl Most Likely
We
to.
did some other legendary. We were thinking legendary female performer picks when we have a legendary female with us like yourself.
Nick and I
you came up
we
with
were
a good
coming up
one.
with some Julie Christie ones. I came up with 2 she did in the 60s, Far from the Madding Crowd, an excellent dramatic
yeah.
performance. She held
Good
her
one.
own with Peter Finch and Terrence Stamp and Alan Bates. And then the year after, she did Petulia in San Francisco, and she was excellent in that, a fine actress.
She was, though. I have a real soft spot for McCabe and Mrs. Miller, the Robert Altman Western. She was wonderful in that movie. I enjoyed that. But
Julie Christie. My husband was a fanatic for Julie
Oh,
Christie.
who couldn't be?
Oh, yeah.
Till today, he wakes me, Julie.
She's wonderful. And I have
Came Thank you.
I have
Very good.
another one. Betty Davis. Now, talking about the legends, she made a black comedy, the blackest of black comedies, in 1968, The Anniversary. And if you haven't seen
No.
it, it's wonderful. She has an eye patch on. She is the matriarchal demon at the head of a
Very
family.
good.
Oh,
And
it
it's
was
on
on a
video.
TV, right?
Yes,
it aired like
it
a
is.
mini series.
No, it's just
No.
come out on video, and it's a well worth
Betty
a video
Davis fans
pick.
were long awaiting it. It's now on video.
It's a
And who's
tremendous
Debbie?
one.
Because I see in your studio, you have your movies, Debbie Does Dallas. That's,
Oh,
is
that's
that one
right.
of
That's
your
one of our
favorites?
favorites. That's right. We like that one.
That's interesting.
That's right. I think that's
Which-
one of Jeff's.
Something behind the green door. I don't know. what
Yeah,
that
I
one
like the
is.
Mavericks. so
Mavericks,
that's-
yeah.
All right.
Well, these are all good picks. And,
Anniversary.
Oh, that's
Check
a
that
well
out. Look
worth
for it.
seeing through. Well, we want to thank you for taking time to
Oh,
be with us.
thank you for
You're always
having
fun.
me.
It was too short.
I
Always
know,
one of our
much too
favorites.
short.
You
Thank
got to
you.
go and see Pudgy live, though. Don't sit too close to the front because they don't call her the Queen of Teas for nothing. Whether it's Wayne Newton or you might get sliced and diced, but you'll walk away roaring with laughter. One of my very favorite performers.
Oh,
And
isn't he sweet?
we want to thank you for being with us, and come on back next week for more Entertainment Files, and we'll see you then.
Thank you. Thank you.